everybody. This is International Master John Watson, and we're going to look at the game of the day from the 43rd Dortmund Sparkassen chess tournament. This is the first round we're going to be looking at. Dortmund has been one of the most important chess tournaments for several decades. For example, in 2002, it served as the qualifier for the World Championship match, with Peter Lecko winning. And then Peter played Vladimir Kramnik for the championship in 2004. Kramnik won that match. So it's always been a very important tournament, and this year's competitors are Fabiano Caruana, who was last year's winner. He's number 5 in the world. Former world champion Vladimir Kramnik, who's now the world's number 7, and has won or tied in this event 10 times, which is obviously a record, easily a record. Arkady Naiditsch is a German player who was, I guess, originally Latvian, and he won Dortmund back in 2005. And it's just an extremely strong and interesting player. Hou Yifan is the women's world champion and the highest rated woman in the world, even over Judith Polgar now, and rated above everyone else in the world by a huge margin. George Meier is another strong German grandmaster. Liviu Dieter Nisipieanu, also German, is known for his aggressive attacking style, and a lot of fun games we're going to get from him, including today's game, by the way. A really fun game. He's just a great person to have in any tournament. Wesley So is a Philippine prodigy who is now number 8 in the world. He's been studying in the United States and played in the U.S. Championship, is now representing the U.S. internationally. And finally, Ian Nepomniachtchi, I've known his name for years, but I've never pronounced it, has won the Russian championship. That's how strong he is. That's an incredible championship, and has finished second in Dortmund back in 2008, just as a teenager. He's quite a young person. So, in other words, he won as a teenager in 2008. Now he's a little bit older. Okay, so anyway, in the first round, let's talk about results. Nepomniachtchi was white against, yes, Nepomniachtchi was white against Caruana, and they drew a very well-played positional kind of game. Meier was white versus Hou Yifan, and the game, as I saw last, the game is still going on, and it's in a very complicated endgame. White has stood better most of the game for quite some time, but the ending is unclear, I would say, and I think white still has pretty good chances to win, but it's quite messy. Kramnik was white against Naiditsch, and this is a very exciting affair and very interesting game. And this game actually is still going on, but Naiditsch is clearly winning. He's a piece ahead and in an ending, and there's 2 pawns left on both sides of the board. It's almost certain to be. It may even be done as we speak. But Kramnik is struggling on, and why not? We see so many miracles in these tournaments. He's just hoping for some sort of mistake. There's no great time pressure, though, because they're in the second time control. So I strongly expect a win there for Nisipieanu, and that incidentally would be, not Nisipieanu, sorry, Naiditsch, and that would incidentally be one of those very rare times where Vladimir Kramnik has lost as white. And so that's not a very common result. So the game before us is Nisipieanu versus So, and it began, I'll just step right in here. It began with a Sicilian defense, and now the Grand Prix attack, which is not very normal on the top levels these days. This used to be much more popular, especially among the English players. And the young Hikaru Nakamura played it, actually very consistently for many, many years, but these days it's not very often seen, at least on a high level. And Nisipieanu is an exciting player. I checked the record. I don't believe he's ever played it before, and he's a very exciting player who likes to go his own way. So it really does kind of fit him. It's known as a sort of an attacking system, and so that makes sense too. So Black played this move. Now often Black plays knight c6 first, but people don't like the idea of running into this pin at some point. That's one of White's ideas. One of White's variations, he plays the bishop there and tries to attack, and the other one he puts the bishop there. So is trying to prevent this. White just develops normally, and Black develops, and now White plays check. And as I say, if So played there, that's really what